Welcome back, everyone. We are very pleased to be joined by Dyrus from Team Stalemate, of course, joining here, the top laner from TSM, and probably the easiest top lane game you've had for a while, I think, there.
Definitely not the easiest, but definitely easier than going 1 versus 2 bottom and then dying to dive towers. So yeah.
So let's talk us through straight away the start, the picks and bans. There was a number of options available for you. I know they were hovering over Release to start with, but you chose to go with Rumble. Any specific reason for that?
Right now, everyone kind of knows my champ pool. I've been dumbing it down to 5 champions instead of like, oh, I can play 15 champions. But anyways, there's Singe, Malphite, Shen, Renekton, and Rumble, and I'm the least successful with Rumble. And we were gonna pick a comp that would have been bad against Malphite, and they banned Shen for us, so it was like, okay, let's ban Malphite. And it's like, oh, that's one of my champions too. Because I did pick up Malphite from Hotshot and MacNoon. So
right.
We did that, we spected that, and then I was like, dang, if I don't get Rumble, if they like somehow have Link pick Rumble mid for whatever reason, and that'd be good against it, it's like, oh no, that would have been bad. You don't know what
you'd go with, because they'd already banned Singed out and Shen and Malphite, so you were pretty screwed near the end.
I was like, it feels like the TSM-oriented plans. It's like, ban me out and then dive me 1 versus 2. But, yeah.
Well, let's talk about the dives straight away. Obviously, Reginald came up to help you, as well as the Odd One. Was that pre-planned? Was everything pre-planned for this game? You know, did you have a special tactic worked out for COG? Because we saw in the video how you guys said, you know, you play each other all the time.
Yeah, we usually lose 90% of the scrims, and it's very demoralizing. We had a feeling that someone on their team would do blue, and we just wanted to like pressure bottom because that was our 2 versus 2 lane, and give WildTurtle a hand. Instead, we saw Karthus do blue, and it's like, okay, let's just push up top and take their blue instead. And Rumble's not the greatest early level hero at level 1 through 3, but once he hits 4, he starts to do big damage. But since I was to lane first, I could push up, and we dived him, and it just worked out very well.
Yeah, and obviously me and Kobe, we've been talking about the whole Draven issue with Doublelift kind of putting his foot in his mouth, I think, about Draven really, and WildTurtle pulling the Draven out and working well.
WildTurtle really likes Draven. Ever since Draven came out, I thought he was a top laner when he came out because he was so strong, but he's definitely a really strong champion. There's no reason why he's not a strong champion.
So I want to say, from a spectator's point of view, it looked like a completely different TSM. Did you guys prep any different because it was CLG or because you have a new person?
We definitely prepped longer because it feels like, for me personally, I don't know how the rest of the team feels. Every time we play against CLG, whether it's a scrim or in a competitive match, it feels like they do go the extra mile. And when they play against other teams like Dig or Curse or anyone else, it's like, wow, you know, if they did what they did to us, you know, they wouldn't have such a hard time. And I don't know, that's just how I felt. So out of all the teams, it's really mentally stressing to play against CLG, for me anyways.
And overall, I mean, you've had a great week. You've gone 3-0 this week. Obviously makes up for some of the problems at MLG Dallas. Do you feel the team together has really been motivated by this whole week?
Yeah, this is going to be our first week that we went 3-0, and every time we lose, we do learn something, but then when we learn something and we don't do it, it's like really bad. Like I've said before, we had a strategy, and then we never followed the strategy, and, you know, Reginald, like, he's like, should I pick Zed? I'm like, you should pick Zed, because that's what we planned for, and we all agreed that we should do what we planned. For the other losses, like against MRN and against Curse, it was like, we had a level 6 comp, good at Dragon, but we never did Dragon because they snuck it, because I never warded, because it was 1 versus 1 bot. I didn't expect that, because we were going to take top tower and do Dragon, but then we just like forgot how to play. Then we went against Curse, and then it's like, oh, we're not even level 6 yet, let's just do Dragon because we have a level 6 Dragon comp, but we didn't do it properly then, but we kind of swore we would never make those mistakes ever again. And we did hear about the 10-minute, 20-minute, 30-minute preparation about one of the casters talking about the Korean teams.
That was me.
That was you, yeah. But Yeah, we're trying to really step up our game.
I'm glad. I'm glad the North Americans were listening, and it really showed. It was much more decisive play by you guys. You looked really crisp. I want to get your weigh in on the WildTurtle situation. There's been a lot of drama. I know you're in top lane, so you're really far away, but how has it felt playing with him? Has he come in smoothly?
I'm actually quite surprised with how he performed. Like he wasn't that scared. He's been around for a while. Like mechanically, I've seen videos of him. He's very good mechanics. He's played a lot of roles, and you know he fit his shoes just fine. He's been practicing AD a lot. We weren't sure how it was going to turn out, and you know I'm really happy he did well for himself. This is kind of like his debut into the LCS. At the same time, I don't have any other comments for other stuff.
Yeah, for the other stuff that we all know about, but we talked about that a lot yesterday. How are you feeling yourself, more importantly? Because obviously, you know, you've had your ups and downs as well in the League of Legends. You've been around. You are now over a year in Team Solo Mid, which in itself has got to feel good. Obviously, you replaced the Rayman back after CBIT 2011, wasn't it? Was you stepped in there after you nearly burned the house down as well. But how are you feeling now? You settled in San Jose.
It's a great place. We have a big house. I'm actually in a separate house with the gaming room, so every time I wake up, it's like I'm never late because I'm already there. Only difference is I haven't ate food, so sometimes my teammates might get mad at me because I may not be trying my hardest at the best at the start, but it slowly rolls. San Jose, there's lots of food places, and really like the weather, and it's not that dry compared to where we were before, and it's great.
So speaking of the house, I want to say, you know, Dan Dinh is living with you guys. I know there's a lot of fans of him out there. He's been around for a very long time. How is it having him? Does he coach you guys? What does he really add to the house? Because it seems like he'd be a nicer coach than, say, someone like Liquid for Curse, who kind of is the whip master.
For Dan, he's kind of like our soccer mom. He takes care of like a lot of things, more than people realize. When there's something like errands to be done, like Dan's always there. When we got the PCs, he even helped us carrying the crates and the PCs, and he even like set it up all by himself. And he does a lot of things, and we're really glad to have him. And if Odd One ever dies, then we have Dan to back up jungle.
And the final question. It's really about game cribs. How are you feeling it's gone? Obviously, I mean, I've asked Reggie and I asked especially the Odd One the other day. Do you feel it's put pressure on you guys, a little bit added pressure, or you're going with the flow now? You've got used to the guys being around the house, you know, filming, etc.
For me personally, it's just like streaming, except our whole body, and you kind of see another side of us. And there's confessionals, so it can be a good outlet for, like, you know, there's relieving stress and just like telling my heart out to like a camera. And you know, I don't really watch the episodes because we promised each other we wouldn't watch it, and it just go with it and do what I can.
Excellent, excellent. It's good to hear. Thank you very much for joining us, Dyrus. It's been great to see you guys. New lease of life, I think it is this weekend. Obviously going 3-0. Now, of course, it is going to be time for our next matchup. It is going to be MRN versus Complexity. If you recall, yesterday there was a lot of smack talk between some of the teams, but it's all butterflies and unicorns between these two. Let's watch.
Complexity is like a brother team to us.
The competition's a lot more friendly because we're a lot closer with MRN than we are with the other teams.
We know them really well. We're good friends with all of them.
Playing them is definitely different from playing any other team. It's a strange feeling, for sure, every time we play MRN, because we want to win, but we don't want to beat MRN.
I feel pretty confident against Complexity.
Everyone always thinks like MRN Mega Zero. It's pretty much really good.
He's definitely the one that can snowball the hardest on their team.
I feel like it will be really close.
Really close between these two. Of course, the last time these two teams met was during the qualifier. Complexity swept MRN aside. It was 2-0 at the end of the day, though, to earn themselves the spot in the LCS. And of course, MRN, after that one, they had to switch things up and went with that Urgot Taric lane. Maybe they could do it again.
Now I remember the battle of the brothers. Last time, Claky D was heartless. He was camping his brother top. They got first blood, but Nick got the last laugh. They did end up taking those games, so congrats to them. And yesterday, MRN really in a sort of a bad stretch right now. 6-game losing streak, we said. That's rough to come back from.
It's rough, and they've had a hell of a lot of changes in their roster lineup. You know, shifting things around. The Intonso coming in as the AD, Echo back in the mid, Heartbeat becoming the support. There's been a whole lot of change, and you know, we've just talked about with Dyrus how change is not always a good thing. We're talking about Gambit, how they've been together for so long, and their team strategy, and they just meld together so much more because they know what each other are going to do.
Yeah, I mean, the health issues really plagued MRN, but Nick Wu, for complexity, was still a shining star. Even though they lost yesterday, his Zed play was just so fun to watch, especially when the highlight reel where he walks up and gets that double kill for free. Nobody was really expecting that, and he got dubbed the god of Zed, so congrats to Nick. I'm pretty sure people are going to be banning him out. I mean, and Insect would probably want to contest that title.
I would definitely think Insect would contest the god of Zed.
Might be a few Koreans, actually. That's like one of the most banned in Korea, so they've got a lot of players over there. We only really have one in North America, so.
Yeah, so far so good, though, but maybe he'll stretch across. We did just see, of course, Reginald playing very well on it. So let's check out the lineups on the blue team. It is going to be MRN. Up the top lane, it is Mega Hero, as he was dubbed yesterday. coL, Echo's returning in that mid lane after a spell of illness. Nientonso, the new AD carry for MRN, and Heartbeat, the new support.
And on the red team, it's complexity. Nick Wu up top, Loud and Mortis as the jungler, Chuper in middle, Brunch Yu in bottom, and MIA supporting him.
So, what are we thinking here? We talked about it yesterday, saying, well, the people have stopped banning Zed because it's not that impressive, and then he goes and does that yesterday.
I think they'll probably go back to banning Zed, especially since it's these two teams, and they know each other pretty well. Like you said, rainbows and unicorns or whatever, they're all pretty close with each other. I think that they know the personal bans that will work.
It's all fluffy bunnies between these two. And, you know, the fact that they said they don't like beating them, but they kind of have to because it's a win. I mean, Jesus, that's not really the aggressive mentality
Cutthroat,
style.
guys.
Cutthroat. Let's be cutthroat. You got to get a win. Oh, I don't really want to. I like them. Yeah, it's all a bit too nicey for me. But we saw these guys yesterday. Complexity put up a great fight against Team Solo Mid, and they could have won it. They could have taken that game if it wasn't for just a few minor mistakes, I feel, and some would say the game of throws really yesterday. But it was definitely a wild battle between the two. What are you seeing between these two? Complexity, for me, seem to be the ones currently possibly have the edge over MRN right now.
They pulled off the biggest upset in North America and LCS. They beat the #1 Dignitas while they were #8 seed. That is huge and just goes to show anyone really can beat any other team. The bottom can always beat the top. So the upsets are definitely there, and Complexity have to feel good about that. Like we said, they're really close to MRN. They're also really close to Dignitas, and so beating it's kind of like they look up to them. Chuper looks up to Scar as he's sort of his mentor. So
well, Crumbs was living in with Complexity for a good few weeks before Dignitas managed to get their house. But there is, of course, MRN and Heartbeat giving us the gang signs, I think, there. And then Nientonso's like, no, really don't.
Nientonso joined MRN, and he's like, everybody's a little too jovial around here. He's always very serious. And we see the Nientonso cam. There we go.
Serious.
He's trying hard not to smile.
He's trying not to grin about it now. Yeah, who cannot smile when you're talking about him? There's Echo. He's definitely got a big grin across his face. He's happy to be showing on the stream, of course. And there is coL. See. Oh, he's giving us the guns. That's kind of misfortune guns. That doesn't really work for a jungler, I'm so afraid. And there's Mega Hero, as he was dubbed yesterday, after saving, jumping, flashing to save Nientonso yesterday from that ace in a hole. A highlight reel definitely for him. And there are the Complexity boys setting themselves up. MIA, it was good to hear about, how they went to MLG Dallas. They were suddenly surprised by how popular they were.
Yeah, that team, how can you not love this team, though? They're always so happy. They've got Chuper, who won't stop smiling. MIA, I don't know if everyone has heard the story behind his name.
Nick Wu's got a big smile right now.
But yeah, they gave that to him because he actually has a prosthetic eye, and he embraces that. He thinks it's hilarious. So they gave him the name missing in action because he lost one.
MIA,
it just works out so well. You can see these guys really embrace any kind of jokes at them. They're not afraid, and they actually take criticism really well too.
There is MIA on your screens, and the grin spits. As soon as you mention their name on screens, they realize it. And Brunch you yesterday. Oh, wow. Gives us the eyebrow. I reckon you could challenge him with the eyebrows, you know that.
I could try. I can't really control mine. That's crazy, guys.
You can't control them.
They'll just come out of nowhere.
They're just wild. And Chupa in the mid lane. His Diana yesterday, he performed some wonderful things, and like you mentioned, the fact that he looks up to Skara, obviously playing the same champion pool really as well. Definitely something which was showing out well. Now he's trying to do the guns.
I like how Freak actually called him out while he was going down bottom. He missed up, used his spells in the wrong order. Still got the kill though, just for a little extra style there. Chupa's got his own flavor.
Yeah, and Lauda Mortis, he's the guy we've been talking about a lot between these teams. You know, he's kind of against Dignitas was just amazing. I mean, he was in the right place at the right time so often.
Some people are like, oh, that's all luck. He was just happened to be there. He was cleaning up kills. But as a jungler, like, believe me, you try really hard to make those situations happen. When you see some action going on bottom, you move to that side of your jungle. Even if you're doing a camp still, like double golems or something, you think there's action going to come down there, you want to be in that area. And so it does take a lot of forethought and planning, and you use all the information that's coming into you. So I give him credit. I think Loudamorse knew what he was doing, and he made those double kills happen. Here we go into Champion Select, though. There's the first ban. Nobody was caught off by surprise.
And they're not going to let Renekton go through for Mega Zero either. Kha'Zix being taken away. Guessing that's towards Chupa?
These may be the two easiest to ban out top laners. I have to say, everyone's like, Nick Wu, oh, ban Zed. Mega Zero, oh, ban Renekton. And yeah, the Kha'Zix, Chupa definitely been playing him a lot, so it's probably targeted at him, right?
Yeah, and Aurelia being taken away from Mega Zero as well. Played that pretty heavily in the live qualifiers as well, I recall. coL this time is banned out, keeping them stats up, making sure she stays at #1 banned out champion. I don't think that's ever going to be contested throughout the rest of this season. Final ban from Complexity.
Probably on Mega Zero. They already went 2 on him. 1 more would be the trick there. We go Jarvan is going for Claky D.
Yeah.
So all these people, they're really known for one champion. These guys that come in from the fighting games especially, Claky D and his brother Nick, they're known for their fighting games where they just like to learn the matchup of one champion with every possible encounter. They know how to win, like Zed versus anyone. Nick Wu knows exactly what you should do, the build order, the item order. He knows the plan.
Well, Twisted Fate gets locked in, and straight away it's going to be Caitlyn and Thresh.
So it looks like neither team was surprised by the other team's bans either. They're like, yeah, we're predictable, but that makes your bans predictable, so we know exactly what we're going to do. They've got stuff in store for each other. Since they do practice so much and they are that close, they really do have the time to prepare specific counter strategies for the other team.
So looking like it's going to be Draven and Shen potentially being picked in, so really could be the League of Dravens today if this one gets selected. Of course, we do have another 2 matches coming up. There is Draven locked in, so 2 for 2 so far today.
Yep, Draven gonna be coming out in style. I mean, WildTurtle really makes him look good. So does Cutie Pie. Cutie Pie stopped playing him a little bit even when he is available. So maybe Cutie Pie is gonna have to want his crown back, play some more Draven.
May pull it out later on. Of course, they're 2 for 0 so far, Dignitas. But really, it's Marn on that 6-game losing streak. And I guess if anyone wants to give it to him, maybe a Complexity is, but they still need to win this.
And it looks like... Okay, I got a little hint here from them. But
is it a hint or a troll?
I'm on Freak's account right now,
yeah.
So they think they're giving a hint to Freak. So I don't know if they would actually troll Freak. He's... Like, you would not troll Freak. That's not something people do.
You could tell that to GGU, because Zion Spartan did it quite heavily, I believe, last week at MLG Dallas. It is going to be Elise and Volibear currently selected at the moment. Let's see whether they get locked in. Nope.
Very, very popular picks here. And as we have seen, Volibear can just run rampant. Even he could turn the 3-on-4 situation when CLG made that tried to box him in, and he just fought his way out. It was really nice to see. I'm glad that North America finally up to speed on the Diamond Procs junglers.
Well, they're almost got a Dignitas setup so far, Complexity. The team picks they've got. Gangplank and Rammus being selected currently for Marn. We'll see whether they get locked in. I'll be amazed if they do. Syndra potentially being selected here. There's the Lulu as well. So they're going to rotate through them. They're not too sure what they're going to go with. What would you go with for this?
I don't know. I'm just staring at Neotanso right now. He's got the best facial expressions. And you can... Oh, they go with the Udyr. So they said that the tip they were giving was they were going to go for double bears. but actually the Volibear was already picked up by Complexity, so they're one step ahead. They go with the secondary Man-Bear Phoenix Turtle before the actual little tweaks come out on the beta patch, or the what's the realm called?
Public beta
There we go.
environment.
Public beta environment. Perfect. I know you are good for something. They've got some tweaks coming in line for him, but he actually was played by Diamond Prox as well, so we have a couple of bears going to go against each other in the jungle, and we'll see which one reigns supreme.
Well, the bear worked very well against KT Rolst at B, but did not work in the first week of the European LCS. It was pretty horrendous, in fact, which is why I was quite surprised when he selected against KT Rolst. I was like, no, what are you doing? Not the Udyr again, but, well, who am I to argue? Diamond Prox knows what Diamond Prox knows. We're in for the final pick here. It's going to be the AP mid, or is it? Could it be Elise in the mid?
It could be. Complexity not quite as flexible a team as one of these older veteran teams, because they've spent more time, like I said, that fighting game mentality where they learn a couple of champions really well and they stick with those. They don't have the hugest of champion pools. So it looks like, yeah, okay, this is a Nick Wu champion right here. I forgot, they haven't picked a Nick Wu champion right here. He's only got a couple. Jace is one of them. He knows all the matchups with that as well, and he feels very confident in those. It looks like Mega Zero taking the bear. Okay, it's not going to be a jungle bear. Ah, son of a, too early.
Yeah, they'll
switch it again.
They're going to keep you on your toes for a little bit longer. And you talk about how they're limiting their pools and the fact that people are banning towards them, and I talked about this in Europe as well. The fact that the teams that are really doing well now are the ones that have learned we need to expand, because we're playing these guys every week. We've got 28 games in a season. Everybody knows what champions we play by the end of this. So they have to keep it fresh. They have to keep their tactics, have to keep evolving. And some teams that are at the top are the ones that are doing it best. Your Gambits, your Fanatics.
Yeah, it's like a Sun Tzu quote right there. You have to be unpredictable, and when you're strong, you have to pretend like you're weak. When you're weak, you have to pretend like you're strong. There we go. This Jace is probably going to land on Nick Wu. Chuper could play him middle. They still have another few seconds to troll me right here. I'll let you guys know when they finally lock it in. Has Nick Wu deviated from the Jace? Yes, he has.
Wow.
Nick gonna use the Elise. Jace going to Chuper, so we'll see how Chuper can actually handle that mid Jace. The short lane, pretty good for him. He has acceleration gate, so he can move through it very quickly.
So what are we seeing overall between these teams? Obviously, they've played each other a lot. They're good friends between each other, but is there anything that potentially would have surprised them? We saw the bans. They knew exactly what they were going for, so they would have had to try and pull something new out in the picks here.
Yeah, I do like the Volibear for Loud Immortus, because he was always known for very early aggression and early tower dives. Volibear, a very tanky champion in this new meta where everyone's playing all the bruisers and the carry, more carry style junglers. I think it's good that Loud Immortus is going to be very defensive and build up really tanky.
So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. If you've just joined us, you've already missed a absolute destructive performance. Team Solo Mid taking down Counter Logic Gaming in rampant style. As it stands, though, MRN as the blue team take on Complexity as the red team. A battle of the lower teams, and Complexity fighting really to try and put a couple more wins on the board. MRN sitting pretty currently in 5th place, and Complexity definitely chasing them down in 7th. So what we thinking here? Early game, will we see any invades? It doesn't look like it, to be honest. We've seen TSM going aggressive in the last one. We also saw CLG trying to do a late invade, but it doesn't look like either of these teams really want a piece of it.
And it'll be interesting to see how Mega Zero starts, because Tiger Udyr with a red pot is a complete lane bully. You can really catch people off guard with the damage over time from that Tiger stance. If he actually starts off at Wolves and gets the early experience advantage and he hits 2 very quick, then he could pull a surprise kill even on like a dual lane up here, a Caitlyn and a Thresh. If they make any missteps here, they might even walk through here. Mega Zero's in a pretty good spot. He'll have to be careful because Thresh can definitely catch out Udyr even if he flashes a little bit late.
So there they go. They're going straight towards it. They could throw the acceleration gate and maybe try and catch on towards him. He does walk away, and they realize that they have been spotted. They're going to back away. There is the acceleration gate, so they do finally take it. But they are going to pass straight by a ward because they realize their blue buff is in danger.
Yes, and they had wards on both sides here now, so Complexity also aware of what MRN are doing. Claykey makes a circle around that blue, knows he's been seen out, so they get out of there as quickly as possible. He's going to start off his jungle a little bit behind. Volibear, though, going for an invade here, 3-man with Chuper and MIA.
They're going to come around straight in towards them, though. They have put a ward down already. Pink ward goes down. They clear that one out, taking away their vision. But MRN are aware of the situation. They have 3 members. They're going to throw the Glitz Lance in. They see the red buff being pulled out. You can see Complexity. They have a 4-man. It's a 4-on-4, and it's a battle for the red buff. The stun card goes out on towards Laudamoris, but he turns it around, and the smite fight was there, and it was coL that won it.
Such an early smite there. That might have been a misclick.
taken so low by MegaZero at the top lane. Look at that already. Had to force the flash.
Yeah, I told you about that sneaky damage from Tiger Stance. He is a complete lane bully. Brunch no sustain since he started Doran, so that is just going to shove him right out of lane. MegaZero really should push this lane right now while he has advantage. Try and get as many of those creeps to just die against that tower as he can.
Try and shove it down, lower the experience from them. It's a skill that many in the solo queue could learn from these top players, and it's really one of those skills that are hard to actually spot unless you're staring at it and have someone basically explain it to you. Meanwhile, down this bottom lane, it is going to be a 2v1, and of course it's going to be NickWoo on Elise, who itself is a very good 2v1 lane bully. MegaZero, going to be interested to see how this works on. I think I'm safe to say this is the first top lane Udyr we've seen in the NA LCS.
Yeah, and he is one of the few that can actually shove a duo lane this early. You can see he's actually going to recall right now. Even though he burned his red pot, he did not burn his summoners. So he still has his flash up, he still has his ignite up. So he could catch a very sneaky kill here. And with the flash of Caitlyn being down, maybe we'll see coL make an early appearance top.
Well, there was the smite being used. Laudamoris is going to take down that red buff. Of course, the battle for the other red buff was lost by him, but nevertheless, let's keep a look in this mid lane. Chupa versus Echo. We do see the mega shock blast coming out from Chupa. Echo on Twisted Fate. This is not a champion we've seen him on a great deal.
And we see coL, he's making that early appearance top that I was looking for. Unfortunately, seen out by a ward, so Brunch should know about this, and they will probably be okay. The flash taunt is a very good tool, though. While Caitlyn does not have her flash up, she only can get away with a 90 caliber net.
Well, he throws the lantern out. Here comes coL around there. Does manage to get the full length taunt on towards Brunch and forced this cleanse actually out from them. The hook went on towards MegaZero. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, you can see the ignite going down on towards Echo. Chupa putting the damage down. That's going to force Echo back in the mid lane.
So Chupa also used his red pot. That's going to be ticking down. Now all the red elixirs in the game have been used. There won't be too many surprise baits left here. I like the lantern, just keeping vision of coL. The spotlight is on you. MIA's got his good eye right on Shen.
Right on him right there. Intonso with the Draven, though. Look at the advantage he's been building up here, because we saw Brunch going back earlier on. MegaZero bullying him out of that lane. It's caused him to double the CS. The same stands for Chupa, though, in that mid lane. So advantages top and bottom between the two different teams. We'll see how this stretches out. Still no first blood coming down. The gold advantage very much slowly edging towards MRN. That's because they've got that Twisted Fate. Other than that, it's very even across the board.
I like the ward here too. MIA puts it in the opposing tri-bush, so they will see coL come up when coL comes to defend stuff, and there won't be too sneaky of a kill here. Can MegaZero land a bear stance? There's no little extra dash at the end there, so probably not.
What a great slowdown there from Brunch. He gets the snare, 90 caliber net, just as he was about to punch him there. You're going to see if they can get the flip on towards Heartbeat. They should do. No, they won't, because Nyantonso turns it back around, and they just outranged him at the right amount.
Yeah, so we have MegaZero a little bit of a CS lead on NickWoo, but that's because he had to buy the early red pot too. You have to remember, that thing's going to run out. There we go. It's already out. MegaZero's red pot down, so that's 250 gold. He wasn't able to get a kill onto Brunch. He was able to burn the flash, but they haven't been able to capitalize on it.
Yeah, that's why you can see the coL's been up there so often, but MIA very much aware of that, which is why he's been warding out so heavily, clearly in that top lane, keeping the cover down. We do see MegaZero warding out himself, so making sure he doesn't get dived on by Laudamoris. Heartbeat, meanwhile, taking a blast of poison from the Spider Queen that NickWoo is playing right now. Intonso again, aggression in the mid lane. Echo being hammered away by Chupa, but not enough to kill him.
Yep, and again, Chupa's red pot not having too big an effect either. He hasn't had a huge lead, hasn't been even able to get the flash out of Echo, so the early elixirs not quite paying off for either team.
So stalemate as it stands, but coL is going to push down the bottom. This could be the first change, and Nikwu is very much aware of it and already staying well away from the tower. And I think this could well be the first tower of the game. It's going to be MRN pushing in on the bottom lane.
Yeah, they can just shove in on this one. Lulu's a great support. Oh, Echo.
Echo taken low by Chupa, but doesn't manage to turn it. But they are going to go aggressive here. The tower hasn't quite gone down. Nikwu goes in, but look at that straight away. Nintonso just pushes him aside with that spinning blade.
You can tell this duo lane doing a good job when both duo lanes are level 5 while the solo is level 5 as well. Like you said, only a few more hits on that bottom turret, and MegaZero doing a better job of defending his.
Mid lane though, it's Chupa. He's been bullying out Echo, forcing him away. Double's door and his rings had to be picked up by Echo to sustain himself against those shock blasts that keep coming out from Chupa.
Yep, and there you go. The CS lead finally coming in there. His red bot has run out, but he's also getting some decent damage on the mid turret.
Echo does return. Got that buff on there. Mana card, wild cards, everything being flung out towards Chupa, but still pressed against the tower. We do see MegaZero trying to keep them away from the turret at the top lane. Look at that. That top turret is taken low already. Brunchu and MIA doing a great job at lashing away with it. Of course, MIA with this Thresh. Champion that's started to be played a lot more in North American LCS, I've noticed this week.
It looks like we take from Gambit in all roles here. The supports as well, very popular from Edward. Loudamortis and Nikwu both backing off that bottom lane after shoving in means that Draven and Lulu can easily get in there and finish off that turret. Lulu's one of the best supports at shoving. Glitter Lance, you can see right here, hits everything in the wave. Nintonso can clean up all of those, and they will probably be rewarded with the first turret.
Nintonso, look at the damage he's building up. 74 CS. Advantage 60 CS, meanwhile for Brunchu at the top. Still, it's only that 14 CS difference that happened really much from the start game when MegaZero bullied him out there. Stun card on towards Chupa in the mid lane and just throwing that wild card back towards him. Still going a little bit more aggressive here. Loudamon is coming down the bottom lane though. He's on all fours. He's going to go towards Heartbeat. Heartbeat's going to get caught out, but he's going to switch it up. He goes in towards the Nintonso, but look at the Glitter Lance come out. They can't turn this one around, and now Complexity are in all sorts of trouble. The Repel comes out. They force it away. Loudamon is now the target for Nintonso. Throws out the ultimate, spins back. Nintonso picks up the first blood.
Flash there from Nintonso. Nice play. That BF sword really made the difference. They had just gone back to buy, and now the importance of this bottom lane is all in warding. Echo going for it.
He's going for it, but it's going to be the ultimate coming out. Stand United from coL. Have they baited in Chupa quite enough? He's going to turn back around on towards Echo. Can he get the shock blast down? No, he can't. And Echo picks up the kill with the help of coL.
Beautiful bait right there. I love the Shen ult and then taunting, so you get kind of a double use out of it. coL also gaining that distance and then using his flash to grab the taunt and securing the kill.
Oh, quick turnaround here. MRN, go aggressive. It is one tower apiece, but it's all about the kills for MRN so far. In that bottom lane, they have to be backing away. There's 4 members of Complexity all coming around that site, and immediately MRN do back away from that one. But this is buying time. The top lane, MegaZero, is going to get free farm, 54 CS, over 37 of Nikwu down to spin down to that bottom lane. Complexity going to try and answer it. They're going for an early dragon.
This is a little bit desperate right here. There's coL in the area. Echo's available as well, and they do have Lulu, so they can poke out this dragon and try and contest it.
Well, Heartbeat is going to come around. They don't want to give this one up. Echo and coL just off at the side, and they have to be cautious. Loudamortis has tanked up far too much of this dragon. Look, they just don't want to give it up. They're getting a little bit too greedy here, Complexity.
Loudamortis does have his passive available, so there's a sneaky 30% extra HP left in that bear, but they pull out anyway, and it doesn't matter that MegaZero has no teleport. He pushed in the top lane, came down, it was enough threat. Complexity have to back off.
We're back in the mid lane. Everybody had pulled close. MegaZero was close by as well. Could be a scary bear stancing man-pig running at you. But, we're never really quite sure what exactly he is. He has the bear as the main thing, so I guess we can stick with bear. But Nintonso down this bottom lane, he's been definitely the architect of destruction for Complexity so far, but Complexity trying to turn it back, and they're going to get in and get this dragon this time.
The patience really paying off for Complexity here. They backed off and returned after MRN had recalled. They get a free dragon. Nobody has to get dangerously low. Everybody can just breathe easy, and they grab a little bit more chunk off that lead, I guess.
Yeah, Complexity had, MRN had the full timer on that one. You saw the ultimate just been flicking past there from Nintonso, so it was just a split second too late to catch on towards it. Nevertheless, it didn't go down. Look at Mega Zero, sat ready and waiting to try and bait something out here. Echo's trying to pull them towards that death bush, I've been calling it, in the European scene, because so many times it seems to be the area of destruction for many a team when they have them Baron dances. As it stands, Mega Zero goes in towards the top, keeping that CS lead over Nick Wu. The AD carry also for Marn, keeping that CS lead, Ninton. So meanwhile down the bottom there, we see hit the ping. It was Chupa getting caught.
I have to say, Mega Zero with a great early item, that Bilgewater Cutlass on the Bear Stance Uter, means he has a bunch of burst potential as well as chasing potential. Adding some CC to Uter actually helps a lot. Having that slow he'll be able to use that after a Bear Stance, and he can catch people by surprise. Plus, if he's able to upgrade it in the end game into that Blade of the Ruined King, that could be one of Marn's patented very early and quick Baron rushes. Now that they don't have Heartbeat on Tristana getting Blade of the Ruined King, they actually have a top laner with it, so they could pull off some sneaky stuff here.
We'll see if they do just that. Mega Zero getting picked down here by Complexity. They realize he's pushed, and they see the bottom lane of Marn pushing in, so maybe they're going to try and collapse on them if Heartbeat and Nianton So goes a little too aggressive. No, instead they're going to stack up in this mid lane. Loudamortis wanted to get towards Echo. Of course, he would be very squishy. He has only got those double Dawn Strings to save him. And he realizes that bottom lane is too far away from this one. They're going to push some pressure on this mid lane.
Nice shot there by Chuper. I do have faith in his Jace now. He's had some nice long-range shock blasts, so pretty good play. You're right, they are going to bring in Clakedo to try and defend this turret. And it looks like the rest of Marn are collapsing as well.
Yeah, they're all going to come and try and hold out. They don't want to lose this mid turret just yet. And Mega Zero is going to pass by that ward. Here comes the Card Master coming in. Twisted Fate's got the great win ratio so far, picking up many wins, and it's going to be Loudamortis they're focusing on. There's going to be the Ignite. The Lancer's thrown out. Oh, he pulls back, but it's too late. And it's Loudamortis with the Ignite that gets him. And now Nick Wu's in trouble. He's going to be able to repel. Can he get in towards the walls? No, he switches off. And instead, it's Mega Zero that picks up the kill. Claky D taken low. MIA is getting greedy. Nick Wu sidesteps that. Gets caught out once again by Nianton. So throwing out those axes straight in towards it, and that's another good pickup there. 2 for 0 for Marn.
So much damage over time, burning out. And after he grabbed the Lantern, there was the Tiger Stance from Mega Zero, plus the red buff of Claky D, plus an Ignite on him, and he dropped anyway. That was a great 2 more kills picked up. The Cocoon lands on the ranged minion. Good body block right there.
Yeah, body blocked by the minion that stood still. I think we didn't quite land that one. Just the hitbox was a little bit too big, as a Counter-Strike player would say. Oh yeah. My god. So lucky.
So Mega Zero also, for people wondering, he's maxing the Turtle Stance first. He didn't even max his Tiger Stance. He went for the very defensive, push-oriented build of the Turtle Stance, and that's how he was able to defend that top turret for so long, just soaking up more damage.
Bilgewater Cutlass was picked up by Mega Zero. What's he going to be going? Is he really going Blade of the Ruined King?
I went off on that already.
He did go off on it, I know, but I'm still surprised that that's what he's going to go for, straight damage rather than tanky.
Well, it's interesting because, like I said, Marn have been known for the sneaky early Barons, and they get a Mad Dreads plus a Blade of the Ruined King. You can burn that thing down really quickly. Even after the nerf to Blade of the Ruined King, they took it down from 90 down to 60 damage, which was definitely needed because it kind of turned Baron into a trivial late game fight. All you needed were those items, and you could basically burn it down with only 2 people. Still at 60 damage, it's a great pickup. They can do it really quickly, and then, since they have Shen, the split pushing threat is always going to give them more map control. I really like the combination of this. The TF even just adding on top of that, they have so much mobility and so much threat of pulling one of those early Barons that Complexity are going to have to be on their toes and keep their wards up.
Well, we have a pause come out, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, Claky D's mouse is just being adjusted or moved or plugged back in, maybe. I mean, you can't really do much without a mouse in this game. It's kind of an essential item.
It's kind of hard. You could play, if anyone who's tried to play on a touchpad, probably the most aggravating thing in the world. I won't even try ARAMs with it anymore.
I know people play with rollerballs, and I know a few top pros that play it as well, but nobody in the LCS just yet.
Hint, hint. Somebody could get some fame right there if you decided to be hipster and go with the roll ball. I know Crumbs has this the napkin or handkerchief or whatever that he places over the mouse. Yeah, and he like won't play
keeps it dry
without it. Yeah, it's a comfort thing.
Maybe you get sweaty hands.
There's a couple players with little tweaks like that, but nobody's quite gone as far as
he hasn't quite got a Michael Jackson glove yet, then.
Maybe one of those the razor.
We're back in the game though, ladies and gentlemen. So enough Enough talking from us. Dust in the mouse, apparently, is what it was. So, blew that mouse out pretty early on. But here it is, the complexity again, pressuring on. They've managed to land the hook on Heartbeat. Will they follow it through? The flip comes out from Loudamornis. Can they do the damage? He pops the Wild Growth on himself, and Loudamornis going to walk away from this one. The box comes out. Echo manages to take him down. Claky D now in all sorts of trouble. Echo gets focused on. MIA tries to come in there. The damage, though, from the tower, it will be a couple of kills towards complexity, but nevertheless, they took the turret.
So many blinking health bars for Marn right now. It's red alert. MegaZero did some diving for of his own up top right there, and it didn't come out in his favor because the repel from Elise was able to save him. I just love the play from Marn. You know it's a well-played fight when everyone's coming out with those low HP bars. It kind of reminds me.
They're pressuring the mid lane meanwhile, and you can see Nienton, so he's taking the inner turret and the top here, but Complexity pushing on towards the middle turret as well. But they are going to be forced back. Nienton so does pick himself up a solo turret, has to back away. As soon as he saw Complexity backing off, he doesn't know whether they're going to go towards him.
So Nientonso right there, the only full strength champion for Marn, continues to push by himself, and he actually equalizes the push that Complexity were able to take advantage of by getting everyone low. Really crisp play from Team Marn coming out today. I'm sure even over in PAX East, Marn's got a smile on his face, very satisfied with the changes that he's made.
And there is the middle turret dropping down. So advantage back with Marn, 3-2 in turrets, gold advantage 5,000 gold. And that's a 5-0 kill advantage as well. So Marn looking good so far against, I guess you could almost say, their sister team, Complexity, because they've become such friends between them. I guess brother team would fit a bit more because they're all guys. Sister team does seem a little strong, but Complexity, of course, aren't keeping them at bay, but it's going to be another dragon fight, and looks like Marn won it.
And look at MegaZero in the top lane, too, up there. He's shoving Elise out of lane. He hasn't even gone back to buy yet. He has 2,500 gold in his pocket, and he's pushing. This dragon fight's probably going to be contested here. Looks like Loudamortis might not go in.
No, but the dragon's gone down, and that's going to be a flash taunt straight away towards Loudamortis. He goes down again. Claky D catching him out, and Nienton picks up the kill. The Card Master comes in on towards Chupa. MegaZero picks up the kill. Another flash, another stun. MIA goes down. Double kill Nienton, and another stun comes in, and it's going to be a triple kill for Nienton. He's just plowing through. They can pick up the inner turret. They could rush to the inhibitor.
Yes, Marn 9-0 now. They got the dragon. They got the catch right there. Great flash again. Flash taunt there from Claky, plus the ultimate from Heartbeat. Well timed to get that knock up. They're rewarded with an inhibitor turret off of a dragon get.
Wow, crazy playing. Complexity maybe shouldn't have contested that one. Certainly in hindsight, they should not have gone anywhere near it, because it was already gone down before they got remotely close to that one, so they shouldn't have stuck around. But I don't think they were expecting just such rapid aggression to come out from Claky D there, flashing and shadow dashing on towards Loudamortis. So let's take stock of the exact situation. It's a 9,000 gold lead, 5-2 in turrets, 9-0 in kills. The Nienton 4-0, stepping in very nicely for Marn here. Could they end their 6-game losing streak?
Yes, they very well could. It looks like that is a possibility here. Yes, we'll say
I think
a good
possibility.
MegaZero, Mr. Moneybags, just went back and spent his 3,500 gold, straight up completing his Blade of the Ruin King and getting a Kindle Gem. Really like that item on Uter because the cooldown reduction is going to let him stance a little bit quicker, plus making him a tiny bit tankier. And since he maxes Turtle Stance, he goes for the resistance buy with the Negatron Cloak, because resistances do apply to that shield, and so it's basically like he had extra HP, and the more HP you have, the more effective resistance buys are. Great pickup by him, since he knows the big threat right now probably going to be Nick Wooten's.
The hook from MIA onto the Baron there, making the Baron attack Heartbeat, putting a couple of hits on him. I don't think he was too impressed with that one, but the rest of Complexity trying to get a poke, trying to force something, but Echo's continuing pressure on top turret, and they are going to take it down. Sorry, I went a bit Northern English there. Top turret.
Chip Chilio.
Joe would have understood me.
There we go. The top turret is going to get a little bit more damage, but Echo's got to be careful.
Well, he has got to be careful, but I think he's still got this one under control. He has got Heartbeat just off the side, doing a fantastic job this time around. 0-0-6 on Lulu. Maybe he's found his support instead of going Sona, maybe going Lulu is a much better choice, and why not? The Koreans choose it all the time. It's kind of their favored champion right now, and they are going for Baron.
Yeah, they throw that Baron. Look at this Mega Zero. Blade of the Ruined King gonna go to work here. Clake's got his Madreds as well. 5-man just gonna burn this down so early, only 20 minutes into the game, and they're baiting it out. It looks like they don't want to finish it.
Shock Blast comes through there. They're taking a lot of damage from the Baron as well. And Complexity do keep them away. Can they try and take any advantages from this one? There's not really a great deal they can do. They can't push anywhere.
Yeah, look at how little damage Marn took from trying that Baron this early in the game. That Turtle Stance Udyr is just really a beast. He can tank that up very easily, but Complexity look like they want to try and get something out of this, put some damage on this mid turret.
But are they in the right position to do it? And you can see straight away the wave has been cleared. Shock Blast and acceleration gauge used, but oh, it's going to be an aggressive move from Echo. Look at that. And Shadow Dash comes in, catches everyone with a wild growth, pops them in the air. Chupa's going to try and keep them at bay, but it doesn't matter. MIA is forced away with nothing. The repel comes out. Nyentonso picks up the first kill. MIA goes down. Heartbeat goes down. Nickwu trying to get on towards Claky D. He can't get on his brother. It's a triple kill coming out. Beautiful play by Nyentonso. Once again, 7-0-1. The new AD carry of Man is carrying his team to victory here.
Trinity Force Draven really making a name for himself right now. That's going to be at least an inhibitor. They can also push on, maybe the top lane actually has a lot of free money on it. They could go over there. Wow, Echo just made me check his inventory twice. I thought he had a Zanya's in his pocket the way he was going in right there, but just a good flash out, and he was able to live through the rest of that one, enabling his team to get an ace.
Yeah, just the straight help of Claky D's shield really getting in there and just going full on aggression, shadow dashing. I think he caught 3 or 4 members of the team with that shadow dash. Definitely turning things around. Aggressive play coming out from Man against their brother team, as it were. 14-1 now in kills and a 12,000 gold lead being developed by Man. The full-on aggression has just caught Complexity out completely.
Yeah, Claky really has had some very good taunts this game. He's had plenty of flash taunts, landing kills, setting it up for the rest of his team, and that 14-1 is really, really going to be hard. I mean, you're a Caitlyn and Jace here in the mid lane. You have good disengage with that with the acceleration gate, but you still have to be pretty careful. Looks like they just want to drop off a ward around Baron, try and contest this.
They're trying to contest it, but Man are shoving straight back up that mid lane. And Heartbeat keeping full advantage, full vision of all of Complexity with that Oracle. He knew exactly where the wards went down, so he just walks in and clears up house. So keeping all of the vision away from Complexity once again. And now they're in a scary situation. They are pretty much collapsed in towards their base. They have no vision across the map because everything has been taken away. Mega Zero continues to farm out in that top lane. 136 minions to 81 of Nickwu. He can't get close to him right now. Now that's that Blade of Dream complete. But he's also got Boots of Swiftness.
They don't even have their jungler over at Baron right now, and they're just burning it down with 3 people here. Nyentonso and Mega Zero doing so much work. There's no ward inside the Baron, but MIA could like flash over and try and steal it, I guess. Nah.
Straight up clockwise work there from Nyentonso, chasing his axes round, and that's going to be the Shadow Dash on towards Laudamortis, and there's the axes spinning through from Nyentonso. Echo comes in, finishes the deal, throws the wild cards in, and that is going to be the jungler down of Laudamortis, and now the rest of Complexity, they have to back away. They can't afford to fight this inner turret.
Another catch there by Claky. Really nice taunts. He's making a case for his Shen today. We've seen Nickwu Shen be really impressive. It looks like both brothers very adept at the ninjas.
Oh, look at this. Heartbeat was caught out. Put the wild growth down on himself, though. Immediate aggression. Everybody seems to have the feel for it here. Full on aggression across the whole team, and Man are finally going to take down this inner turret. Sorry, and it's going to be Nyentonso that finishes it off. Claky D in there as well. Look at this. 3-0-10 on Echo on Twisted Fate. He's been involved in almost all of the kills currently for Man.
And he was taking a lot of damage, harassed from that Chuper in lane. We saw him get punished a lot, but he never wasted his flash. He was very calm and collected, and now just making the plays. Looks like he's going for that Zanya's. He does get it, so the next time he goes in, he's going to have even more answers.
The full troll build, effectively, for Echo. Taking it like Messiah, some aggressive plays. Even Messiah, I think, would have been proud of that last one, the way he went in without the Zonyas. He still got out there alive.
I got a Shen, that's good enough.
Yeah. I don't need no Zonyas Hourglass. There's no damage from Complexity coming out that's big enough. And honestly, if you look across the items, really, Bloodthirst is the only key item that's been completed so far, along with that Iron Locket, the Solari.
I mean, Marn just have so many options right now. They have 2 available split pushers. Both Echo and Claky are really fed at this moment, so they can even push all 3 lanes Dignitas style right now. Collapse whenever they want. They've got TF ult. They've got Shen ult in about half duration right now. What is that? Another. Oh my God! Click on him. 85 seconds.
Wow, that was really built
That
up.
was pretty bad. That was pretty bad. I apologize.
Thanks for the hype, though, at least, Kirby, which shows the excitement you get about these junglers. He's certainly feeling passionate, and right now it is Marn that are going to feel passionate because they're on that 6-game losing streak, which is not something anyone wants to be in. But unfortunately for them, it does mean it's going to be taking down their friends' Complexity. Well, nevertheless, it will finish things off. We saw in the Entonso there just hitting a 1,000 crit straight away with those spinning axes, keeping things going, the damage being built up so strongly. And really, he showed great mechanics here. The fact that using Draven once again being the man of the action. 2 games running, 2 for 0 today. And maybe, just maybe, Doublelift's going to have to pick this champion up.
Maybe. He's a fairly stubborn guy, though. I don't know if he'll admit defeat.
Well, Echo does take advantage in this bottom lane. He pulls down the inhibitor turret. Now they're on towards it. And it's going to be the top inhibitor turret, keeping the split going. Nick Wu's going to try and deal with Echo, but I'm not sure he's got the abilities. He's only got the Haunting Guys. Hasn't quite built up any big items there. You can see he's got that giant spell on there. Echo does catch the stun card on him. Here he goes. Oh, he goes just as he sinks the fangs in. The wild card comes out. The Zhonya's gets used. And now the Entonso comes around the side there on towards the turret. They're forcing them all back. He goes to help Tin, though. Is it going to be the damage? No. Ace in a hole comes out, and it's still not enough. Now Echo's going to take a solo inhibitor in the bottom, and it's going to be the top inhibitor for the rest of the team.
I want to know what spa Echo went to. He is more than healthy right now. Did you see that cocoon dodge?
Oh, the Shadow Dash flash again comes out from Claky D, and it is going to be Louder Ball. He's called out once again. It's Echo that picks up another kill. 5-0-10, the inhibitor goes down. They are in full destructive mode here. 17-1 is the kill score. 20,000 gold lead about to be developed as they pile in on towards Complexity. Oh my, got pulled on towards there though, but it's going to be drop kill after kill. It's another double kill. It's 9-0-3 for Nyenton, so working very well for the first victory in a long time for Marn. A much needed win, and the Nexus falls.
They finally end their 6-game losing streak. Congratulations to Marn. They looked much, much better today than they did yesterday. Getting into the groove. Getting into the groove indeed. And hugs going across the teams there. Really very well played. And now they're going to go and congratulate, or commiserate, I think it's safe to say, Complexity. So very well played from Marn there. And really changing the performance that they had yesterday. Yeah, great turnaround, and they really kept their heads in the game. They got an early lead. Mega0 with a very interesting build. You see that stinger on him, the Spirit Visage. He's got a lot of interesting
to see
choices,
where it was going to go.
Yeah, he just split pushed. He was grabbing Baron. He was grabbing Dragon solo, just running really all over the map. As long as he's dealing damage the entire time, you can do whatever you want here. Yeah, there we go. MIN, Mega0. That's a nice hug because they're both the shortest people on each team right there.
They're the little brothers, of course, and they're going to, we're going to get a replay, really, of kind of the big turning point, I feel it was. It was the dragon fight that happened earlier on. Yeah. So, Kobe, try and take us through this one slowly, because this was really what set things into motion. Okay, so this was after they already picked up the dragon, and then, like I said, the flash taunt from Claky, playing really well once again. It was a good ultimate from Lula as well to get the knockup. And then Echo and Mega0. Look at the damage from Mega0. Another flash. He's just playing so strong right now. Nyentonso comes in from the back, axes to the head, and it's just a triple kill. They're able to just steamroll the rest of the base from then. They were already ahead, but that just sealed it. And it seemed to me that they had the 4-man dragon. They pushed in for it. And when they went aggressive, Mega0 was coming from the top. So he just came straight through and just, boom, bear stand, stun. He didn't have teleport. Straight in there. Yeah, no teleport. He was just bear standing all over the place. He was running across the map, as it were, Linford Christie style. Well, actually, let's go with a bit more relevant. Usain Bolt. Let's go with that one. Okay, Linford Christie, kind of the British hero in running, but not really. I was like, oh, you're like, yeah, okay. I could have gone Carl Lewis. I could have gone Carl Lewis. That would work. I'm in America. We'll be back, ladies and gentlemen, though, after these messages with an interview with the brothers, of course. It's going to be Claky D and Nick Wu, so stick around.